Hello, my name is Matthias Cavodi. I'd like to welcome you guys to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the first appearance of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in X-Men number 4, written by Stan the Man Lee and art by Jack Kirby. It's a total classic. We also have the introduction of two other new characters, Toad, Mastermind, with these 4 new characters, plus Magneto as the leader. We have the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. It's the first time they clash against the X-Men. If I mentioned, this issue came out in 1964, and yesterday when I sat down to reread this, the heroes are going to come out on top, and that's always pretty obvious with these old school comic books. But due to Stan Lee's and Jack Kirby's style of creating a story, the Marvel method, what happens from panel to panel sometimes is pretty surprising. They sort of there's things that sort of catch you off guard and stuff like that. So all these old school Marvel comics are very entertaining to read. Foremost, what I really noticed right off the bat is how Xavier trains his X-Men and how he's really tough on these kids. Almost killing them through this training. He decides to give them a cake, celebrating their first year as a team, training with him. At the same time, we get the introduction of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. We have Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Toad, and Mastermind eating at a table, but these guys don't really get along. We discover that Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are brother and sisters. Quicksilver is very protective of his sister. Mastermind is sort of a dick to the rest of the team, and he's sort of like a slob, and especially towards women. So his manner, the way he carries himself by Scarlet Witch also is very undesirable. This leads to a brief spat between Quicksilver and Mastermind. Weird how it's established each one of their powers, because when they start talking about Scarlet Witch, it's like, don't point. Like, it seems like her powers are activated, her weird hex powers that were very ambivalent in the nature of how her powers worked and what actually she did. It's like it always modified itself very conveniently for each story. But like, if she points at somebody, that's where her powers are going to start acting up. Don't point at me. I know what you're trying to do. You're going to use your powers. So here in this case, water splashes over Mastermind. This pisses him off, and confronts Scarlet Witch, and he gets clocked by Quicksilver. Also, we get very briefly the origins of this brother and sisters, how Magneto actually saved them from a mob in somewhere in Eastern Europe. Attacked them due to the fact they were mutants and that they had powers and that they were superstitious, so they were in debt to him. Progresses, Magneto basically takes over this island called San Marco, and it looks really weird in the fact that it sort of looks like a Bavarian town. It doesn't look like an island town, the North Atlantic or something like that. But the thing is, he has this army that takes over the island. They all have cool purple uniforms with M's on their arms, looking really Nazi-like, even though Magneto had problems with Nazis and really hated them. But that's established many years later. We have Beast trying to scale a wall, having to deal with Toad throwing rocks on him, and he sort of slips and falls thanks to Mastermind. He tricks him, makes him think he can't climb up Crystal. It doesn't have any cracks where he can grab onto. He falls. Then we have Angel having to deal with Quicksilver. Angel's able to take care of Quicksilver, but Scarlet Witch points at something and it just falls on him. And poor Angel's taken down. But as the story progresses, we have the X-Men battling, trying to stop the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, saving this island. It's pretty cool to see already during this story that the X-Men really don't have a real grasp on their powers, and they're sort of like even hurting themselves when they use it. Like, Cyclops overpushes himself, he blacks out using his optic blast. Then we have Jean Grey almost killing her teammates using her telekinesis against Iceman, Angel, and Cyclops, thinking that they were part of the Brotherhood. And it's not a mistake, or not. It was a mistake. It's not because of Mastermind using his mental powers. No, it's that Jean Grey sort of screwed up there. The interesting thing is that it sort of shows that this team is still learning how to work together. They don't know how to be a team in the field yet. They get tricked by Mastermind. This allows Magneto and the Brotherhood to get away, And Magneto leaves an atomic bomb as a parting gift. But established in the story is that Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are not really happy working with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. They're not down with being evil and taking over this island and blowing it up. So at the last moment, before the bomb blows up, Quicksilver runs in, takes the bomb apart very quickly, saves the day, runs away to his sister, hoping that Magneto is not suspicious that he's the one that took apart the bomb, not the X-Men. And Xavier, thanks to a bomb, uses mental powers for reasons, maybe a bump on the head, another bomb that was prior to this. So, but he was willing to sacrifice himself for his students. That's really interesting. So, I'm gonna leave this issue here. Like, if you haven't read old school Stan Lee, Jack Kirby comic books, they're really fantastic. And this one's really interesting. We see a team that's not really working or learning how to work with each other. They're not perfect. They almost killed each other. And the introduction of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, seeing them being uneasy villains, being forced to be bad guys. That's also a pretty cool concept. So, see you guys next time. Bye.